Yeah, boy. It's your boy G Bush. We back at it again on another one. Welcome on into the barbershop. You have an opportunity to sit in my chair over there. What's up? What's up, Kool-Aid Mafia? Where you at? Kool-Aid Mafia, where you at? National media, some haters, G. You ain't got to tell them. Hey, we'll get them together. We'll get them together. Don't even worry about that. That's why you're laying low. That's why we about to get it going. And that's why you're in the right place. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. And I so appreciate that. Let's get it going. And without further ado, let's talk about why we in the building. And first, before we do that, let's go ahead and give ourselves a round of applause. Can we give ourselves a round of applause for ourselves? Because I tell you what, we did exactly what we were supposed to do. We took care of business against the Cincinnati Bengals, and yet and still, they want us to continue to prove it. They want us to continue to follow through. They want us to continue to be like, okay, well, it's just a little Cleveland Browns, but while they're doing that, that's fine. We'll take that, and we'll keep on moving and keep on pushing. Hey, shout out to everybody in here early, man. Ty Schellerberger, I see you, my man. Kenny Two Gloves is in trouble, G. Cam in the house, I see you, man. We're gonna get it moving. 35 people already in here. And before we do anything, make sure you hit that like button. We want to thank you. And I want to shout you guys out as well. This is a little old show. It's just me. And in my first two shows, I want to thank you guys for helping me be where I'm at today, because if you weren't pushing for extra barbershop, you wouldn't get this. And in the first episode, we're over 20,000 views. Congratulations. That's all to you guys. 20,000 views. Beautiful. Just dropped on on Monday. We're back up to about 15,000, almost 16,000 views on that video as well. And I want to thank you guys out there for showing some love for that, because that's what we need to do to keep this thing alive, right? See, real talk is kind of hard to come by. You know what I mean? So you guys are supporting that real talk. So I want to thank you as well. And before I do start, I want to give a condolence to one of my good friends, Brandon Hunter. Unfortunately, he lost his life. He was doing some exercises, collapsed. That was my guy, man. We were in the same dorm for 2 years, man. Me and him used to do workouts together. I'm 41, he's 42. And he was just one of the best dudes that I knew, man. Always was one of the guys that really supported MAC players. And he just kept saying, I just want to be one of the MAC dudes that get drafted. I want to get drafted. And he's just one of the hardest working dudes that I've known. And so, it hit me kind of tough on Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show to kind of see that he passed away, but I wanted to get on here and just give a tribute to him and say you will be missed, and with our thoughts and prayers are with your family. All right, now let's get back off into this, man. We want to thank all you guys, and let's get off into what we need to get into. Let's go. This is what you came here for. Would they come here for G Bush? I came for this. On today's show, we're going to talk about it. We'll get to the AFC North predictions, and I'll go over how the teams did week one. I'll extrapolate that between the Ravens. We played the Bengals, obviously, between the Ravens and the I forget who they played. I forget. We'll get to it. But I know the Ravens played, Steelers played. We'll give you the predictions, and we'll kind of run down some statistics that I saw in that game as well. We're going to talk about opportunity. This is a golden opportunity in the big picture, the large picture of what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. This is a huge opportunity for the Cleveland Browns on this Monday night game. I will explain why it's bigger than just a regular season matchup. If you didn't need any more, more motivation, because guess what? It's the Steelers on Monday night. But I'm gonna tell you why that actually there is a little more meaty than that too. Sustainability. We talk about sustainability, and that's one of the buzz phrases that I've been hearing. One of the catchphrases we've been talking about a lot is sustainability. Can the Browns keep it up? Can the Browns continue to do that? I'll tell you why sustainability is not that big of a deal in my book, and why I think this is sustainable, and they're going to get better as the season continues to go along. But first, before we can get to any of that, let's talk about why this thing is a business trip. And we'll start no further than on the offensive side of the football. And one of the things that you can always tell with a team that is ascending, a team that is looking to be a playoff team, a Super Bowl caliber team, is they don't get too high or too low about different things. So there's a lot of people that are taking for granted and believing in their heart of hearts that the Browns are going to get excited. The Browns are going to fall off. The Browns are going to get excited about what they've done. They beat the Bengals. They're going to look at themselves in the mirror, think they already got here. They're going to drink the Kool-Aid, the proverbial Kool-Aid. By the way, we'll tell you some more exciting news about the Kool-Aid Mafia shirts. Hang tight. But that's what they're banking on the Cleveland Browns doing, is doing little small things that the Browns usually do. Play up to their opponents one week, and then next week they play a team they're supposed to beat and take an L. Play exceptional ball, do great things one week when their backs are against the wall, but when it comes to playing quarterbacks who have never played and walk off the street, they let them do whatever they want. That's what they're expecting the Browns to do, and that's what they're expecting to do for the Steelers. Because you see the Steelers, they live on their history. The Steelers feast on their history. They feast on the fact that Terry Bradshaw and all of those guys, and Lynn Swann and the Steel Curtain and Chuck Noll and Cowher. Listen, they wanted Cowher. You guys remember about 10 years ago that if any coaching job was open, Bill Cowher was automatically the number one guy. Every time a Browns coach would get fired, they'd be like, who's the top candidate? Did you guys? Bill Cowher. I'm like, bro, Bill told you he's not coming here. He don't even really like it here like that, man. Don't you watch his commentary? He is not coming to Cleveland. But the reality of it is they live off that. And because we're generations past, because we lost a whole 1 or 2 generations of Browns fans because of the team moving and us being terrible in those time periods. We've lost a whole generation of people that don't even really are interested or don't even know about the Browns. So the thing and the opportunity that we're talking about today is the Browns, they expect you to be the Cleveland Browns. But I'm going to tell you why they're not going to be the Cleveland Browns. If you're Deshaun Watson, this is the opportunity. And I say this is the day. This is the day that you come out and you show people what it is that you're talking about. And I'm not being very overly critical of Deshaun Watson. I thought he played a C last week. But let me tell you something. In terms of what Deshaun Watson did last week compared to this week, this is the mind state that I want him to have. I want him to go in, and I want him to go into practice, and I want him to get all his receivers together. Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore, Cedric Tillman, DPJ, Bell, all the receivers. And I want him to say, hey, listen, guys, I know we won that football game, but our standard over here in the passing game, our standard is we need to have a higher set of contribution when we play in these games. I get it. It was wet. I threw a couple balls that was terrible. You guys maybe dropped a few balls. Maybe didn't run a correct route. I get it. It's a wet game. Everybody's entitled to one. But this week, our job is to make sure that when we go out there on Monday against the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road, they understand that you not only got to worry about Nick Chubb, but they got to worry about us. And we're going to make sure we get that work done this week. I need guys watching extra film. And if you're on the receiving core, you're the tight ends, I want all of you guys right by me. We're working before practice, after practice. Practice starts at 2. I want all my guys out there at 1:15. Y'all good with that? We meeting twice. We meeting at night. We're going to throw after practice. We want to run over all our routes. We want to go over all our situations. We want to be crisp, tight, ready to go. Also, I got dinner at my house on Friday. No need to be moving around. Team dinner is on me. Come on in. We're going to play some games. We're going to have some fun, take a load off. We're going to put the work in during the week, and then we're going to hang out and get ready to go do some things in Pittsburgh. And that mentality and that speech that I just gave, that's not something that's special. All of them do it. The Peyton Mannings do it. The Tom Brady's do it. Those quarterbacks be mad that they didn't, not that they won, they mad that they didn't get off what they wanted to get off. That's what I want to see. And if you have that mentality, now you got a business trip. Now we ain't looking at so much what's going on with the Steelers because they got a bunch of stuff going on in their locker room. We'll talk about that a little bit when we give our predictions. But one of the things that we got to get to in this locker room is establishing a standard which we hold ourselves accountable to that has nothing to do with outside noise. Our expectations for receivers in the passing game, that's on me. So when you have that mentality now you going into that game thinking, I don't know, 28 ain't enough. I need 35. I need 42. At 12 or 16 ain't good enough. I want 14 or 16. It wasn't good enough. I know I hit Elijah Moore on this pass, but I didn't give him enough room to get yards after the catch. Nope. That ball was knocked down by a DB. I should have put it 6 inches higher for Njoku so he could have high pointed it. That's the level of detail that I'm talking about. And that's the level of detail that the national media believes you won't pay attention to. They believe that you are just going to be happy being happy because you beat Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Well, I just don't happen to think that they're that good. Can I say that? Maybe Joe Burrow and the Bengals ain't really that good. I don't have to contort myself into a pretzel to figure out why they took an L. They took the L 24-3 and it looked kind of bad. They better worry about what they got going on in Baltimore this week. Don't be 0-2. Don't mess around out here and be 0-2 playing around. But that's out of our system. We going on to the Steelers. And by the way, I'm not like, I wish people would stop saying this. Our team is not facing Mean Joe Green. Our team is not Franco Harris ain't back there. So why does everybody keep saying all the time, well, the Steelers traditionally, they've always been, I don't care what they always been turning to has-beens if you live long enough. I done seen it. Always beens done turned smooth into has-beens. Just wait a couple years. She was always hot. I don't know. You seen her lately? He was always in shape. 6-pack. He had 2 kids. Pregnancy hurts the husband as well as the wife. You ever see your homeboy after he have a second kid? He didn't skip dad bod. He's straight to the, I'm trying to make it. You can see him in the store. What's up with you, bro? How you living, man? Man, you know what it is, bro. I'm just out here working. Just trying to make it. Oh, man. Before we get to something else really quickly, I do want to say, we want to drill down on this. Shout out to our sponsor. If you want to be a sponsor, if you do want to be a sponsor, I'm all available. Hit me up at GBush91 and you can be a sponsor just like my people at Phenomenal Barbershop, man. Shout out to Phenomenal Barbershop. They're out there in Lakewood. I'm on the east side right now, but I'm always back and forth. And you know what? I'm still showing love because you know what it is. If you got a good barber that you can get, that can cut you up, that you can call, set up an appointment, you ain't got to wait in line. This is the place you want to be, man. That's Jason and his team does a great job. He does appointment bookings. So that's the best part about this, man. Like, we all busy. He'll give you a booking in the middle of the day. He may be able to, definitely fit you in his schedule. And you can pay online. You can set it up and pay online. If you want to get in touch with Jason, give him a phone call at 216-385-8861. That's 216-385-8861. Phenomenal Barbershop located at 11827 Detroit Avenue, Lakewood, Ohio, 44107. And they are the official barbershop of your man G. Bush in the barbershop. Let's get to some of your comments, man. 35 people in here already. Let's get to some comments really quickly. Let me take this down so you can see them. All right. Here we go. Back to the comments. Let's get it going, man. We appreciate you. 219 people in here. Let's continue to push that up, man. Let's continue to get that up. Make sure you're sharing this. Make sure you're liking. Make sure you're subscribing to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show and show love. You right now, you're in the Kool-Aid Mafia gang. Kool-Aid Mafia is in the building. Shout out to all y'all. And by the way, we got some information on them shirts y'all can get too. 221, hit the like button for your boy. Let's get to some of your comments here. Hey, Christina, I see you. What's up? Man, G. Bush gets the most. Look, the Kool-Aid mob and with the women and the ladies. I got the most loyal subscribers. That's ladies in the world, bar none, bar none. The beauty salon be opening as well. Protect Automotive. What's up, man? Cleveland J440 said, "Let's go. Let's keep it pushing." Tay the Goat said, "Let's go. It's time, baby. Browns here. I'm a fan for the Maryland. Hashtag dog pound. Hashtag LFG. You know what it is. Shout out to the DMV down there as well." Yeah, no, appreciate you for your condolences. SZR429 says, "All AFC North games this weekend. That's going to put a lot of pressure on some people." Trust me, man. Tempe 1D says, "Hey G Bush, I need a nice fave and to shape up for the game, cuzzo. Let's get it." Of course, you know I got you. You get the fade, the skin tight fade, the Caesar. We'll get you trimmed, taper in the back, whatever you want. G Bush got it all done. All done, man. Nick Morgan, 14-3. Why not? Nick is already in it. Hey, Nick, hit me up. Hey, what did you have him going before that last game? Before that 24-3, I'm interested to see what Nick was doing. Let me know what you was doing, man. Reggie Glover says, "I need that Kool-Aid hoodie in orange, bro. Orange is my favorite." Listen, I'm going to tell you what. If I get enough overwhelming support on that orange, I might do an orange. If y'all really want, if y'all really think that, hit me up, gbush91@hotmail.com. I answer my emails or whatever. Hit me up. If y'all want that orange Kool-Aid, we can get that to you as well. Demon 4x4, 13-4. That 13-4 is a lot of people that done upgraded. It's a lot of people that was upgraded. Freddie B says, "Cower was looking at houses in Strongsville." That's exactly what they was. They was like, apparently, Cower is looking at houses in Avon Lake. Could it be Bill Cower? The next, bro, he was not even, bro, he was ghosted. Man, they was, Al Lerner, there was like, Randy Lerner was like, "Hey, Bill, it's Randy." Yeah. Randy, yeah, you used to work here before, right? Assistant? Yeah. So we were waiting on, we were looking at some, vacancies for our coaching job. Just want to know if you'd be available. Coach? We got to do something about this landline. This landline is, every time I call him, it's busy, or it's like hanging up. I don't know what it is. No, that's you. That was on purpose. Oh, man. DJ who that? G Bush, let's get it, fam. 253 in the building. 253 in the building. Let's continue and keep it pushing. Let's get to this. Let's get back to it. By the way, Super Chat is available. If you Super Chat, we'll get you right on the screen. We'll take those right away. You can cut the line. We'll make sure you get the Super Chat and get that thing going as well. Give me a second here. Make sure you get that going. But let's get back. Let's get back to it. So, when you're looking at the situation, and I'll tell you what. When I'm looking at what the Cleveland Browns have been doing, I look at it in a way that is it either a fluke or does this have sustainability? And what I mean by sustainability is this something that can carry on throughout the rest of the year? I've already heard some of the talking points, and that's one of the great things I like to do here with talking points, is I like to drill down and actually make people think and understand what they're talking about, right? So they can spell it out to themselves so they don't have to keep using these talking points. And so people can be like, "Hey, bro, that's not factually correct." One of the things that people is already trying to tell us is, oh, this isn't sustainable. And I ask you a question. Well, if you break it down, what do you mean, is this sustainable? Let's be clear. The Cleveland Browns played well on defense, but they didn't even get any turnovers. They won 24-3 and lost the turnover differential. I don't know if being sustainable is not getting turnovers, because that seems more unattainable than the opposite, and meaning that more than likely this team is going to get turnovers. How many games is it going to go without having any turnovers and winning that convincingly? Probably not. So when people ask you, is this sustainable? You say, sure, because there's going to be some games where we're going to get a fumble, a couple interceptions, multiple strip sacks, all of those good things. We just didn't get them that game. So let's not act like that was the highest of high we could play at. Like that was a rarefied air. I mean, we played really great, don't get it twisted, but we didn't even still get no turnovers. It's point A. Point B, is this sustainable? I mean, the offense didn't really play that well either. I mean, there was multiple times Marquise Goodwin had beat the secondary that was deep and had an ability to have a big shot play. And due to the weather, or due to the just not being able to grip the ball the right way, those balls were either underthrown. There's times it was skipped to Elijah Moore, ball was underthrown. The Amari Cooper, balls were underthrown. And we didn't even hit none of our big plays. So what about that is so crazy that we couldn't sustain it? I argue that what do you mean? We played horrible in one parts of the game. So when you say, can you keep that up? Yeah, but we're going to look to get better than that. That was bottom of the barrel for us. What are you talking about, bro? Where are you getting this from? Did you watch the game? I don't know if it's a sustainable. I mean, Nick Chubb played well, but I mean, for Nick Chubb, he's not even that excited. Chubb sitting back like this with the non-concern face. He only had 106. How many big, long runs did Nick Chubb have? He had some nice runs, but he's capable of knocking off 40, 60, 80, 90 yards. He's capable of getting you for 250. He's capable of hitting you for 3 touchdowns. He didn't even get that. He had 106 in sloppy terrain. Is that sustainable? I'd argue the other way. More than likely, he's going to play better than that. Not at that level. We talked about the turnovers. We were going down for a score with Jerome Ford. He fumbled the ball. We were in their territory when the ball got tipped and Deshaun Watson threw an interception. Them is points right there. The points is just available. There they are. And we gave those back to you. Are you counting on Jerome Ford fumbling and Deshaun Watson throwing picks in it and on the other side of the other team's plus 35, 40-yard line? No. Those things aren't going to happen. So when people ask about this sustainability, all they really asking is, really what the buzzword is they're talking about whether it can sustain that or not, is the effort. And that's the scariest part about this defense. The scariest part about the Cleveland Browns isn't the turnovers and it isn't all of that other stuff. It is the sheer speed and the sheer want and the swarming to the football. I'm a big Game of Thrones fan. And I'm really upset, just like a lot of other people, right? But the Game of Thrones did a really good job of phrasing and posing why you should be scared of the White Walkers. They did an excellent job of that. First, the thing that was so scary about the White Walkers is obviously they just had no plan. They had no grievance or gripe. You're just like, why y'all mad? Negotiate or something. Do you want you want one of the dragons? Just let us know. Like, do you want the children? You keep taking these children from the woods. Let me know what we can do to negotiate. You ain't got to be walking around all stoic and just bringing up the dead people, like, and just having armies. Second thing that made us really scared about the White Walkers was the fact that they was moving that fast. They was just all just, at least in The Walking Dead, they walk slow. They'd be like, No, these zombies was different. They was like, they biting through wood, doing all kind of crazy stuff. And then what made it was crazier was anybody that died, he just got that, he had squatters' right. How does the Night King have squatters' rights on bodies? The Grim Reaper couldn't even catch him in time. Night King's like, no, I was here first. Grim Reaper, you're going to have to wait this out. I said, this about a so-and-so. That's the same way with the Browns defense. You're like, when did they get this overnight? We just played the Browns 2 weeks ago. Where is all of this? And who unleashed this Myles Garrett beast? They letting him play backer. They're just walking around. He's just unleashed. Remember back in the day, the red coats used to, the red coats in the American Army used to line up, on Big History Buff, line up, and they used to play a fair, equitable game. This is the way we do war in Europe. I get my musket. We wait till our brothers and brethren on the line get their musket. Gunpowder. I don't know why he had to bite for gunpowder. Rifle, get together. Drummer play. Flag bearer ready to go. And then we take turns shooting the other group. Pow! They shoot them. Now it's their turn. They do the same song and dance and shoot your line. You're like, what? What kind of archaic gentleman's handshake rules were those? And then what happened is the Indians started being like, oh, no, listen, we about to catch y'all at night under cover of no dark. We about to be like, you're going to have fires. We're going to be catching you boys slipping all times of the day. It is on site whenever we see you. They're like, what kind of ghost? Y'all letting them do this? This is outrageous. Who said they could hide behind trees? That's what the Browns defense looked like. Who said Myles Garrett can stand up? Who said it? They got this other guy, Darius Smith. He's over here fast as heck too. And they ain't playing no zone. What? They're not letting us get 5 yards off our receivers aren't getting free releases? So all our sit-down routes and comeback routes and routes that have just been open for the last 25 years aren't there? We're going to have to work for something? Oh, wow. See the way it works? See how that be moving? See how that works? I don't worry about sustainability. All I worry about is the energy and effort that it takes to keep it moving. And Jim Schwartz is a guy that does not look like he's going to let guys start loafing to the football. Maybe it's me. Maybe it is me. And with that being said, before we get to you guys over here, let's talk about this. Let's talk about Kool-Aid. This is a good one here. Let me pull this up. Shout out to our I wanted to shout the two winners out too. That's what I wanted to do in this break. Shout out to my two winners. See, when you give something away, you got to let people be known. You got to let it be known that you can win. Yes, you can. As you can see, shout out to our two barbershop shirt giveaway winners, Jameson Meyer from Bowling Green, Derek Downtown Dansby, I even put his nickname in there, from Cincinnati, Ohio. They got the barbershop shirts sent directly to their house, fellas. Those were sent out yesterday. You should be receiving those within 5 to 7 business days. And good doing business with you. It just goes to show you it pays to be part of the Kool-Aid Mafia. Got something special and new, though. The Kool-Aid Mafia shirts are available. You see them right there. I had to put this one together specifically for Tyvis Powell. They got the hoodies now. I got the black hoodies, the gray one, as well as the blue. You can purchase those. You can purchase those exclusively on bushlinebeauty.com/barbershop. Once again, that's bushlinebeauty.com/barbershop. And you can get those hoodies out there right now. We got the t-shirts available as well. And just because you are part of the Kool-Aid Mafia, and I respect you, and this is why I'm the best in the game. Y'all guys be out here. Y'all not get, how many times you done listen somewhere else and you never got nothing? You ain't get no shirts. These is big companies. This little OG Bush over here, that's how I respect y'all. I rock with y'all. These boys is coming out. I got the Kool-Aid Mafia shirts. Today, we got two people that's going to win the Kool-Aid Mafia shirts today. I'll let you know how you do that coming up in the next break. Shout out to everybody. You got it. We got it written down. Look cool and crisp. I'm going to tell you in about 5-10 minutes how you can get one of these Kool-Aid Mafia shirts and be ready to go for free. And I'm going to send those out and get a chance to win. Appreciate ya. Bam. G. Bush be doing it, man. He be doing it, Tony. He be doing. Let's get to some of your comments real quick. Oh, here we go. Super chats coming in. G, you got to get them Kool-Aid Mafia shirts in 3XLT, 4XT size for us big guys who tall. Have a good show, bro, and keep drinking that Kool-Aid. I am working on getting larger size. You know how it is. I try to do my thing. I try to have my stuff only come from America, right? So to do that, to support American businesses, this is coming from North Carolina. It gives me a quicker turnaround to get it to you guys. And plus, it gives me an opportunity to support American-owned businesses. I'm looking into other places that can get a 3XLT or a 4XLT. Trust me, I'm a big guy myself. I know you need them. My whole family is big. Unfortunately, at this point, that's the biggest sizes they got, but I will continue to work on that for you. And thank you, sir, for the super chat, man. Preston Herring says, I showed up with a whole cup of Kool-Aid, man. Hey, April Fool says, oh my G, it's the barbershop show. Yes, we here. We in here, bro. 323 people watching right now. Let's see if we can get that up to over 400. Make sure you subscribe to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. I'm on every single Monday and Wednesday here on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show station from the Palatial Estates, the barbershop studios. You know what it is. Make sure you tell your people 3 to 4 every single Monday and Wednesday over here. Last time the defense was this smug, Marty was coaching. Hey, that's been some years ago, too. Bitter Truth Show, did you know? I didn't even know this. Marty is like 6th all times in wins. He ain't in the Hall of Fame. Marty Schottenheimer, 6th all-time wins. That's crazy. Gabriel Content Raider. What's up, Gabriel? Better roster than the 49ers. Don't exaggerate it. Where are we better? No. We didn't say the 49ers. I said the better roster than the Steelers. I said better roster than the Steelers. I didn't mention the 49ers. Like, I put some respect on the Niners' name. 49ers got a good ball team. I will say this. We're not scared to play the 49ers. Like, we ain't scared. Those hoodies are fire. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. All right, here we go. Let me throw that in here. I'll do that for you guys. Let me see. Let me make sure y'all can get that. Oh, come on. Let me make sure I can get that for you. Make sure y'all get that shirt. We want to do it for the people. Pardon me. We'll get that for you. There we go. Link is gonna be in the chat. If you guys want to get that, link is in the chat. There you go. Bam. Just sending that out. Boom. There it is. There she goes. All right. Bitter Truth, Marty was a damn good coach. The players cost him some games, man. Rob Cunningham, what's up, man? Hey G, you downtown for the home for the pregame coverage. I am not going to be at pregame coverage. I got other responsibilities that I'm actually doing. I'm working with Bleacher Report on support pregame stuff. However, I'm going to try to make it down to do some UCSS content coming up here at the Muni lot before I got to start recording my other stuff. And I'll give you guys a head up so you guys can pull up on me in the Muni lot. I know a lot of you guys is down there, man. Mick the Dog, any truth that the rumor league thinking of making a rule a defensive end is not allowed to line up standing over the center? That's corny. Like, I don't like that's the equivalent of I mean, that's the equivalent of saying that a wide receiver, they shouldn't be able to stand up while they're running routes, because at one time they used to have to put a lot of receivers was in a 3-point stance when it was running. That don't make no sense. That's one of the dumbest rules I've ever heard. But I wouldn't put it past the league. I wouldn't put it past the league at all. Just saying on that. All right, let's get back to it. Right back, 328 people in the lobby. Shout out to you guys. We're gonna get right back into what we're getting into, and let's go. Opportunity. We always talk about opportunity and what does opportunity mean. And I want to show you the bigger picture on this. There is an opportunity for the Cleveland Browns to do something special. Right now, a lot of people is not looking to climb it. And vibe with me and take a walk with me and let me show you where you can make you can make a plan, or you can see things lining up for you if you take advantage of an opportunity. Most times in your life, we know people. We know people who have ghosts. And what do you mean by ghosts? See, people in life don't realize that time waits for nobody. And my mom always told me, man, never be one to be a guy that is you use if I would have only done this, if I would have only listened to that person, if I would have only applied myself, if I would have only went harder, if I would have only had more discipline. Because life is like this. Let me just start going like this. I'm 41, cannot believe it. I can't believe I'm 41 years old. That time is still going like that. But what happens is you start to look back, and you may have one opportunity to do something in your life, great, and you just didn't answer the call. You may have one opportunity to be somewhere and to be with somebody, or to meet your soulmate, or to start your business, or to put extra 5 years on your life because you're healthy, but you missed your opportunity. And people miss their opportunities a lot of times is because they don't never expect them to come. They're so caught up in woe is me, and it never happens for anybody like me, or people who come from where I'm from, or I never thought highly enough that my expectations of myself was high enough that I would be able to do anything else but what I'm doing right now. And then when they do that, because they're looking down about how terrible they is or having an attitude, they miss the opportunity that go right over their head. And we all know somebody like that. They usually walk in the streets. They're usually a person, every time you start a conversation, they always wind the conversation back to themselves and talk about their glory days, or what they could have been if or if I would have never got caught up, or if I would have never went to jail, if I would have just took that scholarship, if I wasn't homesick. Put a 1 in the chat if you understand me. Maybe I'm just talking to myself. If you're a person that know a person like I'm going to explain, put a 1 in the chat. Maybe you one of those people. Maybe you live with the regrets of, man, I should have treated my first wife. She was a good woman, looked out for me, always had a good meal on the table, good woman, God-fearing, and I messed it up being out here in these streets. So it's all a learning issue. It's all a learning thing, right? Opportunity is something that you should look for, not run away from. And so when I look at the Cleveland Browns and we talk about opportunity, the one thing that everybody's trying to talk us out of is, don't look at it like that. Just be happy if you get to the playoffs. Don't look at it like that. Don't get all gassed up. Just wait and see. And then when you get in the playoffs, be happy about it. I'm not going to look too further. That ain't how life is won. That's not how faith works. And you don't get no better by pretending that, yeah, I'll be happy when I get there. The journey is the part that counts. Don't y'all get it? There is no success without the journey. The journey is what gives you the experience. The work you put in and the faith you have in your teammates gives you positive experiences because you go out and play well. So opportunity for us, as you look around the NFL, realize this. The Jets were supposed to be so good, but calamity knocked at their door. Revamped the whole offense, brought in a new receiving group. Whole team is tailored to Aaron Rodgers, and he's gone for the season. That was supposed to be some of your steepest competition, the Jets. Can I keep going? I'll keep going a little bit. You look out west. Justin Herbert and that group was supposed to be so good, so great, but it looks like they can't stop a cold. And they got a coach that don't know what they're doing. They giving up 40 points because they can't cover Tyreek Hill. At least they had a defensive end covering him. I'm not scared of them and their coach and what they're doing. And they collapsed against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let me ask you a question. Jaguars are supposed to be good, but I'm still young enough to remember they was 1-15 under Urban Meyer. Not too far removed. I like your pieces and parts. You ain't mentioned a defensive player yet. We ain't mentioned none of them. I like Christian Kirk. You got a lot of money, but you don't scare me. You saw what we did to T. Higgins. Can I keep going? Let me talk about the Kansas City Chiefs a little bit. The Kansas City Chiefs is great. See, sometimes you don't realize that you're sick until 2 days later. You know how it is. You be around somebody with the flu. You're like, I'm good. They get over their little flu and you straight. I don't even need nothing. You don't really start getting that little thing in the back of your throat till two days later. And it's the same way with Tyreek Hill. You didn't know you were sick. You won the Super Bowl. I'll congratulate you for that. But don't act like it's that easy to do it with a bunch of receivers that's 5'8" to 5'10", rookies, guys that you don't have much experience with. And now Travis Kelce, the best player you got, is 34, aging, woke up one day, he had a bone bruise, and he can't even put no weight on it. He might get back to what it is, but guess what? It's hard working your way back in there. Eric Bieniemy is not there. You'll see if you needed Eric Bieniemy. But at the end of the day, they don't look so scary. And we've already talked about the Cincinnati Bengals. We saw them up close and personal. Oh, by the way, the Ravens and J.K. Dobbins out. Not looking like they're so dominant on defense. OBJ, two catches, a couple yards. And another team in your division, which you played this week, coming up on Monday Night Football, they're without Hayward. They're without their number one receiver, Deontay Johnson. Their tight end looks like he might not play. And a quarterback that got beat to sleep, and I don't think it's that good. So what you saying to see? You say all that to say what, G. Bush? Opportunity knocks. In a year where everything was supposed to be so tight in the AFC is going to be the greatest thing smoking. Starts off kind of pedestrian. It's an opportunity to go into Pittsburgh, beat them, and now be 2-0 in the division. You should be thinking about home field advantage, not just playoffs. I repeat, you should be thinking about home field advantage, not just playoffs. You should be thinking about home field advantage, not just playoffs. Because there's two things that translate to cold winter games, and I would like people to experience it coming up here to the north, where our dire wolves and where your dragons don't work up here. All them fastballs. Listen, you know what travels? That running game and that defense. And that's what they should be thinking about. Not how many yards Deshaun Watson is throwing for. Running game, defense translates. And I'm telling you what, we match up really good with anybody in AFC at this moment. I'm not scared of nothing. By the way, did you see how terrible Josh Allen looked? People, it's our first game, knee jerk, the captain knee jerk in his Kool-Aid game. Listen, I've seen quarterbacks like that. I've played on teams with quarterback like that. And his hero ball and his Nerf turbo throwing footballs up in the air with his eyes closed. This guy's in the middle of the field jumping over people for no reason. What are you doing? The ball snaps, it hits you in the face, then you drop it again. 4 turnovers against a Jets team that just lost Aaron Rodgers and everybody in the world looked like they was dead 5 seconds ago. And that's the team I'm scared of. Psych. Nah. I don't think so. I don't think so. Let me get to this real quick. Shout out to our Patreon. Shout out to the Patreon group. Want to let you know about what's going over. I do so many different things. The Patreon group, I do another group of videos, another group of content for those who want to support me in the barbershop. We would like to thank our Patreon members, and we thank them every single video that we do because they're a very important part of who I am and how I move. MVP tier, Greg Smith. All-star tier, Amari Spence. And as well as Robert Norman Sr. Starting lineup tier, Amari Spence, Bradley Thomas Brones, Gail Mail, Spencer Mahone, Aaron, Brandon, Russell, Timothy, Anthony G, and Howard. Thank you guys so much for becoming members on Patreon. Those guys get personalized birthday shout outs. Those guys over there get free gear. Those guys over on Patreon get exclusive content. I drop content every 1 or 2 days, just different that is not on UCSS or the barbershop anywhere else. I do it just for those folks, and we want to say thank you guys for being a part of our Patreon. And I also do want to say, if you don't want to be part of Patreon and you can't do super chats, we get it. Inflation is crazy. We all working hard. The best thing you could do for me, just hit the like button. Hit the like button. You hit the like button, subscribe button, and that does a lot to get our content and my content specifically out to the masses. And that is why the barbershop has the most diverse group of people watching, because we watch all the way around the world. All the way around the world. Now let's get to this. I wasn't going to cheat you. Got about 13 minutes left. I want to thank everybody for hanging around for the whole entire hour. And let's go with this. Now, this is the way you can catch that merchandise. Remember what I said. This is the way you can catch the merchandise. Email me at gbush91.com with the subject line Go Browns before 12 a.m. September 14th. So that's tonight. Before 12 a.m. tonight, you will be entering into a random drawing for a complimentary t-shirt. Guess what? You guys, it's a lucky day. We're not giving away just the Browns or the Panda. You know what I'm saying? That's all good and dandy. But the hottest thing moving right now is the Kool-Aid t-shirts. So let me tell you right now, if you've already submitted this before, don't worry. Your name automatically goes in the pot again to be picked. All you need is one submission. So if you submitted one last week, you're fine. If you happen to win, you're obviously you can't win twice. So you're not going to be in a drawing. But if you've already done that, don't worry. Your name's in the hat. For those who haven't done it and they're new to the channel right now, just email me, just in the subject line, gbush91@hotmail.com, and put in the subject line, Go Browns. I will notify everyone tonight by midnight. I'm going to put it out. I'll notify you and then we'll say who won on Monday before we go live as well. Who are the winners? So once again, these are winners that won before. Jamison Meyer, Derek Downtown Dansby. There'll be 2 more winners. 1 winner for Monday and 1 member for today. So send those emails out to me. And we're doing the Kool-Aid shirt today. Kool-Aid shirt. You either get a black one or a blue one. Kool-Aid shirt. The hoodie is not included. Can't get a hoodie. We're going to give you a shirt, though. Give you the shirt. And that is all courtesy of the company, a.k.a. G. Bush himself, in the barbershop. All right, so let's get to this really quickly. We got about 10 minutes. We want to get to yours. We got some super chats to go. I want to throw this out there really quickly and get to this. Let's get to our AFC goodies. All right, let's get to some of our around the league AFC stuff. This is coming up from on this was last week. Take a look. The Steelers lost and they got pounded 30-7 over the San Francisco 49ers. As you can see, Kenny Pickett 31-45, 222 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. He was sacked 5 times for 34 yards, and his QBR was a 23.8. Terrible day for Najee Harris. By the way, fantasy people is mad as heck at that. Stop drafting him. I need to tell myself that. 6 carries, 31 yards, did nothing. Allen Robinson was their top target, 5 receptions, 64 yards. And then you have Deontay Johnson, who will be out of this game coming up against the Browns with the hamstring. Mike Tomlin has already confirmed that. And then you have George Pickens, who got 5 touches for 36 yards, but he's already retweeting. Talking about I should be getting more carries. I should be getting more carries, dog. Anytime that starts to happen, you might be in trouble. You might be in trouble a little bit here. Let's keep it pushing. Let's get to the Ravens game. Ravens versus the Houston Texans. To be truthful, this game was a little closer than it was. 25-9. Ravens beat the Texans. Lamar Jackson, 11-22, 169 yards. No touchdown, 1 interception. QBR, 13.6. He was also the Ravens' largest rusher, the biggest rusher, lead the team in rushing. 6 carries for 38 yards, nothing on no touchdown. Gus Edwards had 8 carries. J.K. Dobbins is the big story here. He actually was out with an Achilles heel. He only had 8 carries for 22 yards. They lose their top guy. Odell Beckham Jr., 2 catches for 37 yards. Zay Flowers, the rookie from Boston College, did play well. 9 carries, 9 receptions, 78 yards, no touchdowns. To me, guys, I would not be scared of those guys. Why would I be scared of those guys? I wouldn't be scared of those guys at all. They don't move me. Let's get to the standings. Let's take a look at the standings really quickly here. Let's start with the AFC East. New York Jets pulled out the game. I don't know how they lost. That was a terrible loss by the Buffalo Bills. Aaron Rodgers goes down. They let him return a punt back to the house in overtime, and the Jets win a game they had no business winning. Miami Dolphins, shout out to the Dolphins. They look like they're going to be potent all year. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, 2 of those for 400 plus. They beat a Chargers team that can put up points, but I don't know what's going on with the defense, right? Going to the AFC North, you see your Brownies, top of the food chain over the AFC North, beat the Bengals. Opportunity to beat the Steelers coming up as well. I look at it like this. Steelers could be up out of here right now. What I mean by that is if they take an L to the Browns, they could be a long season for them. And I fully expect the Browns to win that game on Monday Night Football. They'll play hard. They got some pride, but they could be up out of here quick. Jacksonville wins against the Colts. They're off to a 1-0 start. Everybody else, in which I believe is the worst division in football. Tennessee Titans, they lost. Houston Texans lost. Indianapolis Colts with Richardson. He'll be fun for highlights, but the Jacksonville Jaguars will be the only playoff team from that division in the AFC South. Let's go out west. In the AFC West, Chargers, Broncos, and the Chiefs all lose. Jimmy G out there. Jimmy G 1-0 out there with McDaniels at the helm. Kansas City, I believe Kansas City will they'll come back. They'll come back. They're 0-1 in the division, but I fully expect them to make the playoffs and make a leap. That's if Kelsey comes back relatively quickly. That's if. So that is your AFC football conference at a glance. Big opportunity for the Browns to, if they can, mess around and start something up nice. All right, really quickly, we got about 5 minutes here left to go. I want to get back to the comments, see if we got the super chats. 378 people in here right now. Thank you guys so much. Hit that like button for me. is, I want to remove that. What do I want to do that for? He was doing good. He was doing good until you started doing that. Here we go. Remove that. There we go. Let's get to the super chat. Professor Chaos, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you. Deshaun has 2 times as many touchdowns as the rest of the AFC North combined. That's scary, ain't it? Right? And you know what, Professor Chaos? That's the thing. That's the thing that I'll be talking about a lot when it comes to the Deshaun Watson slander. Look how many Lamar Jackson played terrible. Not Herbert. But Joe Burrow played terrible. I think Patrick Mahomes didn't play really well. All those guys played terrible, but yet still it's like, oh, well, we got to wait to see what Deshaun do because, you know, he better throw for 400 yards next game or y'all not going to win. How you figure? We won just fine with just beating the brakes off you defensively and running the rock. Matt L. Dog Lloyd says, Chargers D ain't that good. I agree. Need that Kool-Aid hitty. Pin that link to in the description. Loving the energy, G Bush, Dog Pound Nation. I will click this, post a link in the description. When we put this up, make sure you guys hit that like button. We'll do that as well. Let's see what we got. April Fool says, Joey. Nathan G. Deshaun threw for 1 touchdown, ran for another touchdown, had 1 interception in his opener in his historic 2020 season. He'll be fine. Listen, that is a beautiful dog, Nathan G. I used to have one that looks like a mini Labradoodle. Is it? We'll figure it out. Let's get a couple more in here. Oh, we don't miss super chats. When you gonna get Q on UCSS? Hey, I'm putting it down. We need Quincy Carrier back on. We need Quincy Carrier. I'm as the Kool-Aid Mafia, the general of the Kool-Aid Mafia. The Kool-Aid Mafia has spoken. Multiple people want Q on UCSS. By the way, Isaac, I wasn't supposed to tell you. I'm going to be on Quincy Carrier's podcast coming up tomorrow. We're going to shoot something for you guys. So he brought him up. So I just had to say, all right. Have a good one, y'all. I appreciate you, Christina. Thank you so much for checking in with us. April G says, G, get a 32 Kool-Aid. Leroy, if the Browns can play the same way they played against the Bengals, then yes, it will be an easy win. Let me get a couple more in here. The Life of Chapo. I need that jogger suit. Oh, you like that? See, you like that? It's gotta be. Shout out to North Carolina, NCAA&T. Now, my dad went to HBCU. Shout out to Central State. Mick the Dog said, and from what I watched at the Ratbird, we could definitely beat them too. That's light. That's super light. That is super light. One more. It doesn't matter. Is the AFC North this year going to pull off what the AFC West was last year? I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't know. It's just like I said, Joe Burrow is overrated. He never played for a team that had no running game, one receiver like D4W. Hey, I listen. I think Joe Burrow was good, but one thing I have to say is that don't get it twisted. Anybody can get touched at any time. Anybody can get touched at any time. We're not scared of nobody. And I think that's where the Browns is at right now. We want to thank everybody for coming in, posting up with me. Thank you so much for support. We've been doing great numbers over here. Don't forget, if you do miss this section, we will be reposting these in clips so you can support those as well. And don't forget, every single Monday and Wednesday, we'll be here 3 to 4. Let somebody know. And as always, you don't never know when G Bush might show up. He'll be anywhere. What you got to do? That's it for the Clippers. Peace.